What up, people? Welcome back. It's the Bring Trailer Showdown. This is the week in review. Not so much a BaT versus BaT, but it's going to be, I can't leave you hanging. If we're going to talk about these cars, talk about these auctions, and pretend that they're head to head and they're competing against each other, I got to come back and give you the prices. I got to let you know what they sold for, or if they even sold. And we can talk about just the insane amount of money on these cars and some that may have been great deals. So, first week in the books. Interesting. Learning a lot. Hopefully, not boring you guys to death. We're trying. I think episode 6 with Zach was gangbusters. That'll be a high benchmark for any guests that we have on. And, everyone doesn't have to be like Zach because there is no one else like Zach. And hopefully, there's no one else like you, no one else like me. We all want to be individuals and be individualistic. And, so, hey, whatever. That's a that's a conversation for a different episode, maybe a completely different podcast too. But week 1 was fun. I think we'll keep doing it until it's not fun, or until I just don't have the time. But either way, we're gonna keep rolling in the next week. So this is the week in review, and let's just jump into it. There's no reason not to. So we started the first episode with this 2015 Ferrari 458 Speciale against the McLaren, the Benz SLR. It looks like that Ferrari right here. You see my cursor. It bid to 650, so no one bought that thing. So the reserve on that was over 650 grand. Unbelievable. The Benz though did sell for 408, and it looks like the Magnum PI car sold for 80. I don't remember what it was up against. Maybe it was the bus. These things are kind of out of order. So we had I think it's a Modena. So it looks like the bus truck went up to 31.8, didn't sell. The 360 Modena sold at 61. That candy corn clown car bid to 25,250. So that sucker had a reserve on it over 25 and a half. Lovely. I mean, weird stuff. People will pay for them. Now that Thunderbird, look at that Thunderbird. 190 grand. Probably worth it, to be honest with you. That car is just absolutely immaculate. Just a beaut. What a beaut. And okay, so there's the Porsche that was up against that candy corn car. Bid to almost 100 grand. Surprisingly, that had a reserve probably of 100 grand. So he was $3 away from selling it. That probably was a kick in the nuts. The go kart went for 5 G's. Hell yeah. Element sold for 11.5. That Harley sold for 13.5. For some reason, I don't know if that's a good deal or not, but that is a good looking Harley. Still dig it. See, so that Mustang Shelby GT went for nothing. 136 was the high bid. Totally forget what that was up against. Maybe it was a Harley. Okay, the Integra sold for 27. The Bimota. It's kind of a fun thing to say. Sold for 19. I have no idea if that's a good deal for that bike or not. 22-year-old Bimota. The Porsche, we saw it at 72 bit, went up to 87 and sold. The LS Swap Scion sold for almost 29 grand. Heck yeah. Good on you, buddy. The Frat Boy car sold for 27. I don't think we talked about those 911s, but that 2019 911 Targa Ford GTS went for 165 G's. Jeez Louise. Okay, the other one bid 33,750, didn't go. The Wildcat went bid up to 10.4, didn't hit reserve. The Dodge, the 2004 Dodge Ram RT10 sold for 30. I don't know. Yeah. Not mad at that price. Okay, the Honda CBX Super Sport sold for 14. The Range Rover sold at 27.5. The 55 Suburban sold for 24.5. How about that? Now the old Broncos, that's where we ended it. Ah! Hell yeah. The 71 Bronco went for 85. The new four-door abortion Bronco went for 75.5. And we didn't talk about that Rubicon. I did think of my friend, not say my friend, but former boss, buddy Frank. He lost his Wrangler. He loved his Jeep. So we got hit with some pretty bad storms, like tornadoes came through about a month or so ago, and all the trees in his front yard ended up on his cars. Every single car he had got crushed, and so they totaled out his Jeep. He was super sad. Here's some cars we didn't talk about. I did like that Falcon. Went for I didn't go. Bid up to 28 and a half and didn't hit the reserve. Let's see, the BMW M4 did not hit the reserve either. It went up to 54. See the Mercury truck. I like that truck. Bid up to 18,750 or 18,750. And let's see the Camaro. That 71 Camaro bid up to 17,500. None of those sold. That Tesla Roadster sold for 83.5. How about that? Let's see some other cars we didn't really look at. That's fine. Some that we talked about. I did want to talk about that Fiat Dragster, and it bid up to 14,200, but we missed it. It went off auction before we got a chance to circle back. Interesting. That 63 Ford F100 slammed. That bright ass orange sold for 63. How did that guy get 24.5 grand out of that Jeep Cherokee? Jesus. Good for him. I did like that Land Rover 110 diesel, but it came out Turkey. I thought I'd put a bid on it, but 24.5 didn't hit the reserve. Let's see, the Fox Body GT sold for 18. The Mini Cooper sold for 14. Let's find some that we had talked about. I did put some eyes on the Audi RS6 Avant. I'm not super crazy about Audis right now. I'm still kind of mad about the ones I bought being just money pits. 120 grand. Lordy. Okay, where else did we pick up? GT, let's go a little further. I don't think we talked about any of those in any episodes. Cabarrus went for 39. That's about right. Let's see. Man, we skipped a bunch of cars there for a while. Okay, there's where we started episode 2. That Gladiator Rubicon camper against the Land Rover. And looks like the Jeep did not sell. Didn't hit reserve at almost 64. The Land Rover, can't even talk. The Land Rover Defender 90 sold for 83 and some change. Let's see what else here. So that I can't remember the guy's name. The NASCAR driver. His supercharged Ford Roadster sold for 10.2. The 911 with the roof rack sold for 48,750. See the S600 Coupe, Too Short Oaktown sold for 20,750. The AMG GTS sold for 75. The Corvette with all the letters sold for 80 plus. The Bronco did not sell. It bid up to 24.5. That's a good sign for me, because I may be selling that Blazer here soon. All it does is sit in my yard and I just look at it. Every time I think about selling it, I'm like, man, it's such a pretty truck. Love that Blazer. But it has really no use to me. Brand new engine. Someone's going to get a sweet deal on it. It's less than 200 miles on it. Let's see what else we got here. That Viper went to 63.3, did not sell. That Firebird went for 55,000. The three-wheeler went for 93.50. Gertrude bid to 15.5. And that 10 bucket Chevy International Coach sold for 12,750. The Malibu sold for 46,000. That Lotus Elite sold for 68. The Datsun bid up to 28, didn't sell. They sold that 75 Stingray for 17. The FJ Cruiser, what? Sorry. The FJ62 Land Cruiser bid to 64. The reserve was more than $64,000. Jesus. The mini bike, that little mini Dumb and Dumber motorcycle, sold for 3,800. The yellow on yellow convertibles, the 88 Benz 560 SL sold for 37. That Triumph sold for 25. The Rivian truck sold for 89.50, and the Triumph that was against sold for 25,000. And we did not talk about those other cars there. Let's see, the Triumph TR7 sold for 7,000. That no reserve 87 BMW 325 sold for 67.50. A Grand National sold for 25,300. The Jag, we did talk about that. The Jaguar and the Mercedes-Benz 560 SEL, those were both Northern California cars. Remember, California legislature. Kamala Harris scruffed up knees. So it looks like the Benz ends up winning it. It sold for 26,750. The Jag sold for 11,750. I would have thought those might be a little closer in price. Looks like that Firebird bid up to 21,250, didn't sell. The Camaro sold for 53,200. My Volvo that I bid on, someone saved my bacon and outbid me at the last minute. So bid up to 8,700. Didn't hit the reserve. Didn't realize that car didn't have a title. So that would have been an issue here in Arkansas to try to tag that thing. Cool car, but still needs some work on some things. But I would have no need, no room, no storage. So I'll try not to make like knee-jerk reaction, what they call it, impulse purchasing. But if I see something cool that I want, I got the money, I'm probably going to try to get it. Okay, let's see what else. I think we talked about that Riviera, that Land Cruiser, that Jimmy, that cool Jimmy bid to 35 and change. Yeah, I didn't think that thing was going to sell for under 50. Excursion sold for 21,850. The Wagoneer 18,250 was the high bid, did not sell. Man, those Defender 90 went for almost 58 grand. And that Mercedes-Benz Evolution 2 sold for 301 grand. Wow. All I can say is wow. 300 grand. The Ford GT went for 445. The Porsche Weissach sold for 235. And I know we don't think we talked about that Cayman. Let's see, that Bel Air bid up to 85 grand. Did not hit reserve. That guy had $100,000 reserve on that. Are you kidding me? Okay, that F-150 sold for 16.5. That 77 Bronco went for 40.5 before they cut it down. Did not sell, didn't hit reserve, but he had 50,000 on it. Okay, the Eldorado did not sell either. It went up to 21.5. The Augusta sold for 10 grand. That Barracuda went for, did not go. Did not hit reserve at 45.5. Sister got a good deal. This Torg sold for 16 grand. I think she got hers for under 10. Had her some money left over on insurance too, so. Those seats out of the Porsche 996 went for 62.50. That 92 911 Carrera RS sold for almost $470,000. 469 999. Jeez Louise. And that Fiero at 26,751. Why does that seem like so much money for a Fiero? It sure does. Saab didn't hit reserve at 11. I mean, reserve probably 15, if not 20. Who knows? Who knows? That guy may want 45 grand out of that car. Who knows? Okay, the gold Camaro went bid up to 37. Man, you should have took it. I don't think you're gonna get 40 for that. Just don't. The color combo's off. Okay, the Caddy 62 went for 28. That Jeep CJ5 bid up to 8,500. I think that's where we saw it at. The SL 500 sold for 16,250. Man, those just do not hold their value. Okay, Denver's 360 Modena sold for 112,600. I bet Denver bought his for 70, and that was 10 to 15 years ago. He may have paid 125. I'd be surprised if he paid more than 112,600 for it. Okay, let's see what else. Europa G500 went up to 170 plus and did not sell. Did not hit reserve at over 170 grand. Told you guys I was interested to see what that would go for because they've been bringing obscene money, ridiculous money. The Twingo sold for 9,110. That Bentley S1 sold for 50 and a half. Take that, Karen, and your soccer kid school pickup line. Okay, the 2021 Stingray sold for 80 and a half. The Bel Air went for 29 and a half. Don't think we talked about any of these. No, we passed over there. There's that 63 Lamborghini tractor. That caught his eye. Went for 29,000. He will be amazed. As I'm amazed. A Lamborghini tractor for 29 grand. There's another one I saw coming up like in the next few days. I'll be interested to see if that goes for the same range or what. The Ford I like sold for 42. There's a $55,000 GTR 97 V-Spec Skyline. Don't know what any of that means. The Testarossa went for 101. And the Acura NSX went for 126. Interesting. We didn't get to those two cars. Let's try to find where we picked up episode at. For some reason that fastback seems familiar. Don't think we talked about it though. Maybe we did. Yeah, we did. It went for 4250. It's a clone. Not a legit Shelby. The Beetle went for 51,000. 77 Beetle. Holy moly. Things are getting nutty out there in the car world, boys. Okay, here's where we started off that. Hot Rod, where is the Raptor? Not sure if that was the same Raptor or not. The Raptor went for 73 and a half. The Ford Roadster Hot Rod bid up to 17,250. Yeah, that's the thing about those like rat rods and chop shop, just like super customized. You really have like a specific person looking for those. You just really, when you really super customize and just make cars weird, which I think's sweet. That'd be awesome. Don't know if I could just play with 20 grand to have it though. If and they got probably one more. You just really limit your options on your buyers. So when you sell a house, you paint it white. Okay, 73 Ducati Scrambler sold for 4,600. That seems like that was probably a pretty decent deal. The Hydroglide bid up to 28. Yeah, guys, smoking crack. He thinks he's gonna get $30,000 for that bike. Oh wait, that was the Belushi bike. Yeah, you probably better hold on to that till you get your money, till you get your 50 G's. There's gonna be somebody. There's gonna be some nutty guy that'll spend money just to have it. Okay, let's see what else we got here. 73 Porsche 914 went for 17 grand. That Corvette bid up to 45, did not go. The Rubicon sold for 53 and a half. The Copper Datsun bid up to 15.4. Yeah, I don't think I'd let it go for under 20 either. It's a cool looking Datsun. Hopefully the interior and just the drivetrain is impeccable. Another Excursion. I really like that Excursion. That 73 Power Stroke. Yeah. 22 and a half. Those things are getting a little too pricey for what they are as well. Okay, that's Shelby GT500 sold for 80 and a half. The Super Snake sold for 130. Yep, bigger racing strikes, bigger price. That badass 72 K1500 sold for $83,000. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. That's awesome. Okay, the RSR style Porsche was withdrawn from rear trailer. Don't know why. The 2006 Ford GT that we started episode 6 with Mr. Chitwood bid up to 320, didn't sell. That 68 Ferrari Dino did sell for $716,206. Gosh, the Erkmobile sold for 45. Okay, that Saab sedan bid up to 8250. Another RSR style Porsche, that gray that I thought was green, sold for 195. Holy, holy. It's a cool car. $200,000 cool car? I don't know. Okay, the Porsche diesel tractor sold for 33 and a half. The Karma sold for, oh, very weird, 55,555. Something with numbers and numerologies in play there. Okay, those here dash timers went for 8,000. The Chrysler LeBaron sold for 6. Lovely, lovely. That 356A went for 175 grand. Unbelievable. I wonder what the reserve was on that Suburban, because it went up to 10.5 and that was it. That crazy, lazy resto mod went bid up to 65. So that dude had at least 75,000 on the reserve. Good lord. Good lord. Okay, what else we got here? Suzu Trooper went for $40,000 on a 2001 Suzu Trooper. I don't give a shit that's got 465 miles only. A Suzu Trooper is worth 40 grand in no world, in no alternative universe. I can't talk tonight. Sorry, fellas. It's just, I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe I'm not meant to get it, but I sure don't. Okay, that 62 BMW 700 bid up to 12,250. The BMW R60 with the Euro sidecar sold for 91.50. That seems like a pretty good deal for a collector, for a guy that just loves that time period bikes. That's probably a fun thing to go, put your son in, go for a little ride, or the wife, or the whatever. I don't know. That seems like a fun motorcycle to have. Okay, I don't remember any of these cars. Okay, that Corvair Ramside pickup sold for almost 20. That 2001 BMW Z8 sold for $297,000. Another one I don't quite understand for that price. Like I said, maybe I'm not meant to. Okay, the Zimmer went for 16,000. That huge ass international project sold for 16.5. Huh. Interesting. What else we got here? Okay, that 36 international rat rod went for almost 20,000. M6 sold for 22.6. Okay, the Shelby Super Baja sold for 98 and a half. The Cyclone sold for 51.5. Car prices are nutty out there, fellas. If you find you a sweet deal, might want to hop on it. Okay, I'll just say it. I've been trying not to say anti-woke, but the Trans Am GT bid up to 17,000, did not sell. The Wakanda Jaguar did not sell either. It bid up to under 12,000. Okay, that orange Bronco sold for almost 42. The DeLorean sold for 79,500. the Winnebago Volkswagen Eurovan camper sold for $22,750. And didn't we have? Okay, we had that up against the Land Cruiser, bid up to 18. Okay, the 2008 Honda S2000 sold for 42 and a half. The 2014 Ferrari 458 sold for 263 and a half. And yeah, they are what they are. They get what they get. Okay, the 96 Impala sold for 19,250. Don't quite know if that's a price I agree with. Okay, let's see what else. So on the ML63 sold for 28,501. Yeah, not a good price for that at all. Not at all. Okay, that ugly ass 456M sold for 138. Good for you. Good for you, seller. That 79 Bronco went for 38,250. Man, I probably undersold mine. I was told that. Probably sure did. Okay, the F-250 Larry did not go. And I hear the coyotes again. I want to go shoot them again. Yeah, I live out here in the woods, man. Coyotes are bad. When I got home earlier, they were hooping and hollering it up down the creek. I heard them come up towards my way. I sent a shot off their way, scared them off. But they're up here trying to get my dogs, trying to bait them out to get jumped on. And yeah, I'm about to go spotlight them. Okay, let's see. That other Bronco, that 74 Bronco went for 82,000. The Wild Track went for 66.5. Heck yes. Old school. Old school, man. Like I said, the old school money pays the bills. The new school money just gets you by. Okay, that Triumph Daytona went for 5,500. That Roush powered replica of the Shelby sold for 62,000. I do like that. That like gray kind of monochrome where it looks like a black and white photo, but it is not. I like that. It's kind of old school. Let's see what else. So that Toyota pickup sold bid up to 9,100. Guy wouldn't let loose of it for less than 10. You know what you got, sir. You know what you got. Okay, that Sierra went to 13 and did not sell. The Toyota 4Runner sold for 7,200. I probably should not have shown my sister that. She would have bought it. I promise you, she would have bought it. If that 300,000 mile 4Runner wasn't completely ragged out, 7,200 might not be that awful of a deal. Okay, Boxster sold for 21 and a half. Okay, the quasi OJ Bronco sold for 11.5. I'm sure the guy that had it was probably mad they didn't get at least 15. I'm kind of mad they didn't get at least 15. That old Z71 sold for 26 and a half. Oh my lord. What's this world I'm living in? Okay, the engine stand that's cool as hell sold for 14,250. Modified Cummins 5.9 turbo diesel. Man, I might pay 14,250 just for that stand. Okay, that GTO sold for 43,550. The Amphicar sold for 148,000. Ooh boy. Okay, the Porsche 911 sold for 195. It's a 74 911 Carrera 2.7. 195 and that Alpina. I'm kind of learning that Alpina for BMWs is like the BMW to get the Alpina version. I'm probably saying it wrong because Alpina. I guarantee you there ain't no Alpina Leopard out there worth $310,000. Except for my friend Kyla. She's worth every penny of that and more. Okay, $310,000 for that sucker. Okay, that Datsun sold for 30 and 850. That race car went for 320. Not say 320, I mean 1,000, 320 and $750. Oh my lord. Okay, would bring a trailer withdrew the Manny Fresh Rolls Royce. I don't know if it's really but Manny Fresh. I was just saying. Okay, let's look at the movie cars. Okay, we got the Ford Fairlane. It bid up to 32,250. Who knows what the reserve was? Yeah, I might not sell my. If I had a sweet Fairlane like that, I might not sell it for less than 40. And where was the Porsche that? Where's the pretty and pink Porsche? Okay, there it is. Okay, there it was. The 85 Porsche 911 Targa sold for 62. Interesting. And the liquor sickle. There's the old Zach's liquor sickle. And it's 79. Alright, so the liquor sickle sold for $1,200. I can't tell you guys how close I was to buying that thing. I seriously, that's maybe where we go with this podcast is we see cool fun stuff. I may just go buy it to play with it for a little bit and become a flippin' flipper myself. Maybe go play with, and I won't do what Whistle Diesel does. I will not destroy a car. That just goes against every fiber of my body to take a cool ass old car and just destroy it just for likes and views. I don't care if only 7 people ever see this podcast. I won't be doing that shit. I respect things. And also, easy money. Easy money and fast money. You can burn it real fast. You can play with it, throw it away. Me, I work for my cash. I work hard for it. And I always tell people if you don't earn it, you don't respect it. And for me, if I don't earn it, I don't want it. But 1,200 on that 77 Pugo liquor sickle. It's probably a good deal. The Lincoln Continental went for 17 and a half. The Volkswagen Bug, or said Bug, the bus went to 14.6. The Maserati sold for 40. 24.5. Zach was all about it. I'm sure he's glad he didn't buy it, especially at 40. And that MGA coupe I wanted to talk about sold for 19 and a half. Thought that was a pretty cool little car there. Sure did. And hey, that M3 went for 36 and a half. The Lancia Delta rally car sold. No, did not sell. It bid up to 50,000. The Alfa Romeo sold for 56. The Mini Cooper did not sell. The Audi R8 sold for 100. 100 and nickel. Okay, what else here? The Moto Guzzi sold for 10,000. I don't remember what it was paired up against. Do not remember. No, that 383 powered Bel Air caught my eye and it sold it for 48. Zach's 454 SS sold for 33 and a half. Old Tigo getting her ride home in the 454. Okay, the Dodge Diplomat sold for 4,000. Like I said, those are K cars. Those are definitely undercovers. The Catalina went for 43,250, and that crazy ass Alfa Romeo went for $70,000. Lord, what world am I living in? Man, more power to you, bud. The Citroen bid up to 42 and a half, didn't sell. The Honda Prelude sold for 16,000 plus. The Caddy Eldorado sold for 25. Okay, the Polestar bid to 83. Remember, I said it was probably about $80,000 on it. It bid up to 83. They probably won 100 at least. Private lease, and that twin turbo 300ZX sold for 29 and a half. I bet they were not $30,000 brand new. For some reason I was thinking the sticker price on those were like 27, 28-ish. Maybe just a little bit under that. Okay, what else? So that's where we ended. That is where we ended episode 6. Episode 7 kind of sucks. Y'all may never see it if I keep getting these strikes. I had a little background music playing episode 7. And I knew not to play anything that was a little too mainstream. And wouldn't you know it, Joe Diffie. Joe Diffie coming up from the grave like Carrie, grabbing my arm, slapping my wrist. Or as my buddy Mike Collins says, getting your pee-pee slapped. Yeah, so YouTube slapped my pee-pee. And I had to cut out that whole segment that song was playing. So you'll probably notice a gap. The Fiat 500F Jolly conversion did not sell for almost 47,000. Okay, some of these other cars I don't think we talked about much or at all. There's Alfa Romeo Giulia. I don't know how to say it. Agulia Sprint GT. That is probably the quintessential bring a trailer car. I've seen those things time and time and time again on here. And the Alfa Romeo 2002s. No, that's BMW. Sorry. There's I don't know. I can't remember the name. Once I see it, it'll pop around my head and I'll scream. But I saw those things coming off like $10,000, $15,000. Now they're going off for 50 plus. That one sold for 64,750. Unbelievable. Okay, some other stuff this week that sold. Anything catch my eye? I'll let you know that M3 competition package sold for 61,000. Interesting. I do love those AMG GTs from Mercedes. Sold for almost 120,000. Save your nickels, boys. There's that Land Rover Defender. That's such a beautiful truck. LS swapped, 93 Land Rover Defender 110 truck. I do want a Defender 110, and I for sure want one with a, with an LS engine in it. I for sure do. Okay, there's a 72K5. Ooh, look at that thing. Bid up 32. Yeah, I wouldn't sell that thing for less than 40 either. It's not in this market. Now, the world may be crashing down amongst us and around us here very soon. So, if you're trying to sell something, probably ought to get it while you can. A Hemi-powered 2015 Wrangler Rubicon sold for 57 and change. Love, that's awesome. Okay, what else? Another three-wheeler. Bring a trailer, took it off. Nash Metropolitan hardtop sold for 2250. Don't know what the Caterham 7 is, but it's bid up to 41,000. Okay, there's a Shelby GT500 carbon fiber track pack sold for 96,000. Man, people are making some money. Okay, Indy roller sold for 39,000. Okay, there's a Jeff Gordon car sold for 44,000. Where did we end up? I did not see that Sunbeam Imp. Huh, sold for 24,000. Good for them. Okay, Lotus Esprit. I think that's where we started that episode off at. That sold for almost 40. The Clark Gable Roadster sold for $311,000. I think it was at 130 when we saw it. So that thing just went fast and furious. So that 300ZX sold for 15,690. The Oldsmobile Vista Cruiser sold for 23.5. Okay, that GTO went for 32,250. That other Nissan's 300ZX went for 33.5. That Skyline GTR bid up to 115, did not sell. But that 93 Porsche sold for 380. Man, oh man. And that sweet SL65 AMG Black, 13,000 mile, 2009, sold for 335,000. Now, in that episode, I did say that was like triple of what that thing cost new. Not quite. MSRP on those were about 194,000. I had to look it up. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Ducati Monster sold for 10.6. That Camaro went for 47,350. The Bentley did not meet reserve, went up to 91. Okay, that Impala bid up to 66.5. He had a reserve over $67,000 on that thing. Okay, that 2019 Crazy Green, don't like that green at all. Porsche 911 GT2 RS Y6 sold for 475,000. Well, that Toyota pickup sold for 27,750. The Honda Accord hatchback went for $7,000. That LS swap Chevy 210 went for 53.5. The Dodge Power Wagon went for 25.5. There it is, the Alfa Romeo Giulia, another one of those. Think of whatever the one with a V in it is the one that sells. The GTV or whatever. I don't know. I can't remember. My brain don't work no more. Okay, there's that Lotus Elite. Bid up to 56. Yeah, I probably wouldn't sell it for less than 75. The Lincoln Continental sold for 55.5. Okay, the AMX 390 bid up to 31. The Viper GTS Launch Edition sold for 131. And the Shelby Mustang GT 500 sold for 39,275. Is probably a deal compared to some of these other Shelbys that are going off for almost $100,000. Porsche seat sold for 4,900. The Ferrari 812 GTS sold for 670,000. The Unimog sold for 118,690. That station wagon Corvette thing sold for 26,000. Okay, the Bronco Wild Track went for 61 and a half. And geez, the 4x4 diesel van 66 and a half. Bid did not sell. Reserve who? I bet he had 75 on that. Not, nah, ain't worth it. Sure not worth it. That cool moped sold for 5,600. Okay, the Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR. Here we go. The main event. Bid up to 51,000. Didn't sell. I bet they're super proud of that car. Then the 91 Nissan Skyline went for 36,250. That was a sell. That was a deal. Okay, the stake bed truck bid up to 7,700. Okay, the Ford Galaxy sold for 63,000. Good for you, buddy. Hell yeah, good for you. The Cutlass wagon sold for 11,100. Okay, the 944 sold for 35,000. I think that's throwing away your money. Datsun 280Z went for 9,250. Okay, the Hummer truck sold for 60,000. The Chevelle bid up to 137. He had a reserve over $137,000 on that. Jeez. I mean, be proud of it for sure. For sure. Let's see, I don't think we talked about any of those cars. The bus bid up to 36. 57 Thunderbird sold for 39.5, and the 2002 Thunderbird sold for 21. That Crossley 4 pickup sold for $9,600. Wow, that for some reason seems like a pretty darn good deal. I mean, it's not gonna be your everyday daily driver ripping the interstate at 80 miles an hour trying to get to your office, but to have just like a fun thing in the garage for under 10, yeah, I think that's a smart move. Good on you, buddy. Whoever bought that. Good on you. Okay, that 1960 F100 bid up to 33, didn't sell. That gray 944 sold for 18,750. Let's see, the Gremlin sold for 20 and a half. 20 and a half on the Gremlin. And that 72 Blazer bid up to 54 and a half, did not sell. Man, good news for me. Good news for me means my stuff's going up higher and higher as well. Okay, what else we got? So the Rabbit convertible sold for 21. Where was the other convertible that we had that was paired with it? Where, oh where? What the? It was... I don't remember. Mind's escaping me. Thought it was another like boxy, squarey looking. Huh. That dealership sign sold for 6,600. Okay, the Dodge Sportsman pickup bid up to 30,779, did not sell. That M4 BMW bid up to 47,250. The Chris Craft boat sold for 10,750. I could afford that. Now where would I put a boat? I don't know. Dad would say put it in the barn. I'd say hell no. Don't want rats chewing up my electric. Wow. That 74 Datsun's 260Z, $95,000. The gavel hit. Wow. The F350 sold for 25,250. That 67 Volvo 1800 Project went for 1,800 bucks. That 9-door station wagon bid up to 9,600. Yeah, I probably wouldn't sell for less than 20. It's too unique. That 70 Chevy went for 45,250. Getting good prices in old trucks. Cool truck too. A Porsche Taycan sold for 161. Toyota Celica for 12,750. I bet this is the most boring podcast you've ever heard, and hopefully that I'll ever do. I don't know if I want to talk for as long as I've talked about just what things sold for. All right, so the electric blue Suburban went for 26,750. The 83 Honda sold for 5,300. I do like that bike. Do like that bike. Okay, the BMW 2002 sold for 10,000. Okay. 133 500 on that Cody powered 66 Bronco. Reserve was probably at 150, maybe more. The bus sold for 102,000. Hell yeah, that money spins. That money for sure spins on that Bronco Raptor sold for 119,000. Bleh. Bleh. Talk about depreciating assets. Okay, what else we got here? I don't remember these cars. Okay, the Volkswagen Scirocco sold for 9,000. The Willys Jeep hit it up to 15 and a half. The Volvo wagon sold at 9,600. Another Nissan 300 ZX. That guy got a deal. Everybody else paid like 30. This guy paid 18,750 for his. Okay, that two-tone Chevy Silverado square body bid up to 24. Good news for me. Jeez, 79 Volkswagen Super Beetle Cabriolet sold for 71,000. Now I do want a Baja Bug. I'm actively been looking for like a not ragged out, good shape, good price Baja. I do like the Baja Bugs. Okay, what else here? I don't remember that fastback Mustang. Bid up 42 and a half. Okay, the McLaren sold for 550,000. That silver Firebird went for did not sell, but 41,250 on the reserve. That Scout we did talk about sold for 34,000. Good for you guys. That is great. That Lightning truck, Ford F-150 Lightning Platinum sold for 110. Unbelievable. The Bronco edition Bronco went for 88,000. Good money there. The yellow Toyota sold for 10,350. That's the end of it. Thank God. That was boring as shit. I can't even want to listen to myself. Most of these episodes, I've gone back and listened to them. That's just how you get better. You know, you analyze and you just kind of go over yourself with a fine tooth comb, and you know you're like, oh, I sounded really dumb there, or that's okay, that wasn't bad. You know, so it's just a habit of how I improve myself by analyzing myself. Because I promise you, nobody hates me more than me hates me. I need to make that T-shirt, but that's for sure true. Nobody hates me more than me hates me. And you know, a lot of us are that way. We're our own worst, harshest critic, and that's. I think that's important. You can't accept mediocrity. I can't even accept saying the word. You cannot accept mediocrity. Once you do, accepting failure becomes easier and easier and easier and easier. I'll take the hard way. Give me the hard way 100 times out of 100 if it means I improve, if it means I learn something, if it means I get better in some facet of my life. So there you go. If you listened all the way through this bullshit, you at least got one little nugget of wisdom. So we'll be back next week with probably not 8 or 9 episodes, but we're gonna come strong, and we're gonna keep pushing.